Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, set to make her ring walk, faisant son entrée vers le ring. Elle est invaincue, elle a un jab d'enfer et une vraie passion pour la boxe féminine. She is undefeated, she has a tremendous jab and a true passion for women's boxing. Veuillez accueillir la terreur rimousquoise. Let's welcome the terror of Rimouski, Marie-Ève Albert!
How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very excited to be talking with you today.
I'm very happy to have you. Very, very happy to have you because, we have been chatting for years, I think.
We have.
On social networks, but that's the first time we speak. We see each other. So I'm very, very happy. I'm very pleased to have you. It's been a long time, but you were you after the year you had last year, you decided to stop a little bit and take a deep breath and rethink a little bit your career. And now you came back to action last week, so the timing is perfect. Welcome.
Absolutely.
To be here.
I think everything started for me around the pandemic. We know when the pandemic started in 2019, I started off great here in the United States, made my US debut. Pandemic hit, then late in the year of 2019, I was offered a fight against Marlena Esparza. I took it without even thinking about it or anything. I took it. I'm a person that believes that if big opportunities come, you take them. And it wasn't the result I wanted. I lost. And it's just, I had to get back to the drawing board. But after that loss, you realize how shaky things are or what you need to really focus on to be a better team, not only myself in the ring, but to be a better team.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got back into the gym, and I'm not offered another fight till mid 2020 in July.
Yes.
So I fight Naoko Fujioka, and we thought we had won.
Was very close.
It was very close, but I felt like I outboxed her at least 6 of those rounds.
I remember there was a judge who saw completely the opposite of the other two.
Yeah, there was a judge that I don't forget his name. His name is Lou Moret.
I remember his name.
And he gave me 1 round in that fight, and I honestly felt at least 6 of them, at least 6 rounds. Like, at the very least, I felt I boxed very well. I changed the game plan. With Marlene, I went forward, and I looked for the fight.
And you used more your jab as well, because with Marlene, you forgot your jab at home.
With Marlene, I just wanted to take her head off, blow her head off.
And we saw it. It was like power punches.
She was smart. She was smart. She capitalized on it, and she just moved. She knows she doesn't have power, so she uses that speed. And she was smart with it. She won. And with the Naoko fight, we made adjustments.
Yes.
A lot of head movement, a lot of, boxing, footwork. And we felt really happy with the fight. And then one judge, I think, had it a draw.
Yeah. And the other 96, 94, something
96,
like
94. And then Lumer had it 99 to 91.
He forgot his glasses at home.
What the heck? But, whatever, I get through the fight, and after the fight, obviously I was devastated,
Yeah.
so devastated that I had a hard time in the gym. I was having a really hard time in the gym, but you know what? I keep going. I keep going. I keep going. Then I fight again, and I can't. I'm having trouble with the weight. Mentally not right,
You're
and I
talking
get
about
a draw.
the draw in this
And
in
I get a draw.
Hermosillo. Yeah.
Yeah, and I get a draw. So after that draw, it was one of those fighters that just makes it awkward for you. She was small and she just moved very weird. And as a boxer, you'd rather fight somebody that has skills than somebody that's awkward. Somebody that's
Yeah.
awkward just throws you off.
It's
Like
very difficult to figure
the
out.
timing, it's just so bizarre.
Yeah.
So I got a draw. So I mean, I'm carrying Marlene's loss, Naoko's loss, and now I got a draw.
Do you consider this draw as an accident, or you were really, really, you had problems and it's just the result of all the problems you
I,
were
I
carrying?
I felt like I won the fight. I mean, if you see
Mhm.
the fight, it was
Yeah.
on ESPN Knockout. They gave me all the rounds.
I thought you had won as well. I watched the
Yeah,
fight and I gave you I don't remember if I gave you all rounds, but I remember I was giving you the fight.
I think they gave her like maybe one round. I'm not sure, but
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I didn't think it was a draw, but at the end of the day, the judges, that's what they do. So what can I do? I get a draw and I'm devastated. To me, it's a draw is embarrassing. That that was horrible.
And you were in Hermosillo at home in front of like because you are from Sonora, Mexico.
Exactly. And so I'm like, I'm heartbroken. I'm just done. I'm like, boxing is just maybe I'm not supposed to be here.
Did you think
Oh,
in retiring?
absolutely. I thought about retiring. I thought about, hanging them up and just doing other stuff that I've missed out on my whole life because I've boxed since I was a kid. So, I've missed out on so much because I've just been boxing. So I was like, maybe I
Mhm.
just need to do something else.
Was it a little
So
bit like a depression as well, like
a lot,
burnout?
a
Yeah,
lot. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, I
yeah,
kind of stopped. Like I'm usually very active on my social media. I
yeah.
stopped dressing up. I stopped posting myself. I stopped
And
sharing
you
so much
comment a
stuff.
lot about other fights as well. You follow a lot of boxing.
Yeah, I follow a lot of boxing, and I kind of fell into a dark place, and I didn't know where I was headed, and so my husband and I spoke, and we decided to just
Take
stop
a break.
boxing for a while
Take a break. Yeah.
because I've never taken more than a week off, never,
No.
and I think that's hurt me in the long run in the sense of I don't let my body fully recover.
Body and then two losses and a draw.
Yeah.
Mentally, it's difficult because
Mhm.
okay, Marlene was not a good fight for you, but like
Mhm.
Fujioka, you thought you had
Mhm.
you did enough. The same for the draw, you thought you did enough, and you didn't have your results you wanted
Mhm.
or you expected. I'm when when it happens. I mean, how is it? Because like you decide to take a break, but you are customized to have a kind of routine, the tunnel vision of a boxer that we talk a lot, and the routine and the strict
I felt
habit.
sick. I felt really sick. Like you're used to waking up, working out, eating breakfast, doing, like you said, you have a routine
Mhm.
every single day. So I felt sick. I felt lost. Like my body didn't feel right because I'm not used to not working out and not being in the gym. But at the same time, after a few weeks passed and then a month passed, after a month passed, that's when one day I woke up and I realized I'm fighting with my corner. Like we had talked about it, my
Mhm.
husband and we had talked about it, but not I hadn't realized it. It hadn't sunk in that I was so upset at him that I didn't want to listen to him in the corner. And honestly, I woke up and I cried because it was like mind blowing for me. Like I opened my eyes, you
Yeah.
know. we've been a great team
A
since
kind
I was
of wake-up
amateur.
call. It was a kind
And
of
then it
wake-up
was a
call.
wake-up call. Exactly. That's what it
Yes.
was. And then I finally ended up, I think the fight was in October, and I ended up getting back into the gym like maybe mid-December or late December. I can't recall. But I was very excited to get back in the gym. And it just, the relationship felt like we were at a different space, different, like I was at peace with him and he was ready to work with me again. So we're doing well, and I just fought last Saturday. It was a tough fight. It was a tough fight. It was a very entertaining fight to
It was
come back to.
entertaining, and it was a tough fight for a comeback fight, because we can say comeback fight, but it's not only a comeback fight. It's a new start as well, because you moved up. You moved up weight category. You decided that you were not a flyweight anymore, or is it just for this fight, or you really want to chase Clara Lescurat as an example, or?
Well, I had been talking to my husband for a while about doing 115, and because for me myself, I felt like it was getting really hard to make 112. So I had been mentioning it, and then one day he's like, "You sure you want to move up to 115?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, let's do it." So I felt very comfortable at 115. I still struggled a little bit to make the weight. I don't know if it was because I haven't made weight in so long.
Maybe there's this as well.
Or what it was, but like I felt better. It was a fresh start, and I'm excited, I'm excited at 115. 112, I can't say I'm completely done with it, in the sense of maybe if a huge opportunity comes, I'll think about it, but I want my body to feel 100%, so.
Yeah, and the sacrifices are huge. People, they don't understand sometimes how complicated is it to always make weight, and what it means in the daily routine as well. Because like you cannot eat everything you like. You have to say no to this when other people are eating this. You have to say, okay, I have to train that way. I have to cut weight that way. It's difficult. What does it, when you say I struggle sometimes to make weight, how do you make weight?
Well, I always look fit. I'm never like, I learned my lesson from back when I was younger to not blow up and get too big. When I was amateur, I think I got up to 143 pounds.
Okay, so you were cutting a lot.
Yeah, and then in international competition, you weigh in every day, you fight every day. So every day I was cutting about 6 pounds a day, fighting like 5 days in a row, things like that. So, I tortured my body a lot. Yes. And I don't do that anymore. I don't, like, I stay disciplined. I eat what I want here and there, but I don't overdo it like I used to. Yes. So that's why I always look fit, and I always look, but I'm still like, I have a lot of muscle, I'm not soft. So obviously I think muscle weighs more than fat. Yes. And so that's why I look petite, but I'm still heavier. And I stay very disciplined. I drink water throughout the whole camp and leading up to the fight, the week of. Maybe I stop the 2-3 weeks off before the fight, I really, really focus on the diet. And then like 2 weeks, I really, really focus on cutting carbs. And the week of is like 0 carbs, all lettuce and fish and little things like that. But I drink water all the way through till maybe Thursday. And Thursday, I really cut down on.
You cut the water.
I don't cut completely, but I do. No. Like, I won't drink water anymore. I only sip here a little bit in the morning, and then a little bit in that, and then I don't drink any more water. I don't even touch it. Like, and I go exercise. I go run, do pad work, whatever I have to do to be able to make weight. And for this last fight, I had 2 different weighing outfits, and I had to use the lighter one because the other one was way too heavy because I made 115 exactly. So
Yeah, that's what I saw. And the following day, how many pounds do you take?
I didn't gain too much. I was 123.
Okay, 123. Okay. No, that's not
123, not
that's
bad.
less than 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not
that's
it,
not,
it wasn't bad, but the problem, I'm used to being around 125, 123, but for some reason in my last few fights as a 112, like for Marlene, I rehydrated 1 pound.
oh,
I weighed 113 the day I fought Marlene. Like my body was beat up
the body was not responding correctly in a
to the
certain
weight.
way.
No, and then
No.
for Naoko, I think I was 118.
Okay.
Like I'm used to always being in the 120s when I fight. So I think making 112 was really hurting me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and same thing with the draw that I had. I didn't even touch 120 again. So I think I'm heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
And I felt good at 115.
Yeah, and 115 is very interesting category as well.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of cheese holes everywhere. There's a place for you there.
Yeah.
There's a
I,
place for you.
I believe so. I mean, like you said, you mentioned the name Clara Lescurant.
Mhm.
I hope she gives me the opportunity, and I'm excited for that one. I think I have what it takes to be a world champion, and I just have to keep on going.
The last fight, okay, was exciting, as you said. It was against Ecuadorian fighter Jhosep Vizcaino.
Mm-hmm.
The results, were you happy with the split?
No, I was not
I
happy
was
with
very
this. So I was
surprised of
like,
the split. I was like, why?
so I thought, it was a good fight. It was exciting.
It
It was
was a very good
competitive.
fight, but it was not a split. It was
It
not a
was. I
split.
dominated every round. Maybe.
Exactly. I gave you all the round.
Yeah. So when they gave the scores and then they said for Vizcaino, I was like, oh my God, here we go again. I freaked out. And then they read the second scores, and I think the other judge had only given her one round.
Yeah.
And then before they read the third score, they said, and Judge Lou Moret. And I go like this. I
Not
go,
again him.
no. I was like, no, that's it. He's the judge in my fight again. I thought right away when they announced Lou Moret, I was like, he didn't give me the fight.
I lost for
I
sure.
lost. Like I'll send you the video of my reaction. I was like, oh my God. Then when they announced that I finally won, I felt such relief. Like, you have no idea what it meant for me. It wasn't a championship. It wasn't like anything, a fight that was gonna rank me or anything like that. It was a comeback fight, and for me to be able to come back, win after I had been going through all that mentally,
Yeah.
it meant so. Like, I felt like something lifted off my shoulders. That's how I felt.
Are you still with Golden Boy or not anymore?
So we have a working relationship, but I'm not with.
You're not officially with them,
Yeah,
but
I'm
they
not
can
officially
propose you a fight, and
Mhm.
you can accept a proposition of a fight, of any fight, but
Yeah.
you're not like them anymore.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're free agent, a free
Yes,
bird.
ma'am.
So
I am.
anyone who wants you on a card can
Yeah.
contact you or your
Yeah.
agent. Yeah.
Exactly. My agent is Jason Fowler, so
Yeah.
I mean, all his info's on BoxRec, so just hit him up.
You were with the Elite Promotions last time. Did you like this experience?
It was a great experience. It was a small show, but it didn't have small card feels. It
No,
felt
it
like
was fun. We could saw it on YouTube. That was that was so much. That was fun for us. And
yeah.
often it's complicated to see that kind of shows, and no, it was available.
It was available, and it didn't feel like a small card at all.
No.
It was packed in the arena. It was so nice. It really felt, like I was treated really well.
Yeah.
I'm extremely happy that I was on that card, and I look forward to,
You
working
were
with
the
them in the
final,
future.
right?
I
Am
was
I?
the main event.
Was it more pressure for you to be the main event for a comeback?
No, honestly, I felt excited about it.
Yeah.
I've worked with Carlos from NGBA
Mhm.
for quite some time at sparring with his girls at NGBA Boxing Club, and we have a really good relationship. So I didn't really know I was gonna be the main event till I saw a post on Instagram, and I was like, hey, I'm the main event, and
Mhm.
honestly, I felt happy about it, and I'm glad. It was a perfect night. Those entrances were so much fun. You don't see those entrances on
No,
the big shows.
no,
Not
never.
no. It was really really nice, and I'm happy that I was on that card.
Nice, yeah, that was interesting. I really liked it as well, and the fact that it was available. Um, Tell me, you are Mexican born from Sonora. Um, we have this in common. I lived in Sonora. You are from Sonora, so
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
paisanas.
that's the base, the best place in Mexico.
Yeah.
Um, you came to the US very young.
Mhm.
And why did you start boxing? Was it a cultural in your family, or was it, just random thing you wanted to start to try?
I think every Mexican household loves boxing.
Yeah,
It's just it's given. It's a given. And growing up, we always watch the fights at home or at the neighbor's house or at a Theo's house or somebody's house.
yeah,
Back in the day they had the little black boxes and you had to pay for the pay-per-view and everybody would get together and everybody would bring food and that's just how it was. And we were always huge boxing fans. I went to Julio Cesar Chavez's last fight here in Phoenix. Um, all that, I was always around it. And then my two older brothers started boxing at a local boxing club, and I just wanted to tag along. I was kind of I always kind of wanted to prove that I could do everything the boys could do. So that's
yeah.
why I tagged along, and I fell in love with the sport. I fell in love with it, and that's how it began when I was just 11 years old.
Yeah, a little girl. And that's maybe why I see that often you post and your husband posts as well a lot of stuff about young girls
Mhm.
from his gym, fighting, competing. You seem to be very proud of these young girls. You go often you
Mhm.
attend the shows, the amateur show, the amateur competitions.
Mhm.
You help a lot. Um, yeah, what is it like? Do you see a difference in the gyms if we compare when you started boxing and now, about women's boxing mainly? Yeah.
Well, when I started boxing at a local gym called the Salvation Army, and it was a club where kids from the community would go
Mm-hmm.
to hang out and to participate in different sports. Um, at the time when I first started, we had a big group of girls,
Yes.
which was, I mean, you didn't really see that at that time, but we did.
No.
We had some girls from La Raza Boxing Club. There was like two or three girls there. We had like four girls from Salvation Army, which were all from the family that were kind of like they were nieces and daughters from the coaches in that gym. And then we had some boxers from Eloy. So there was a pretty good group of girls, but after a year or so, they all start falling off the mat. And
Mm-hmm.
then, teenage years, they start even falling off the mat more. So there wasn't too many of them anymore. I remember seeing Sanisa fight here at a local boxing club. I think she was maybe 13 years old
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. And then you go to LA and you run into girls here and there. But eventually, like for them to actually turn pro, I think that's where it got difficult because a lot of them just chose a different lifestyle. Some went off to college, some motherhood, different things. And for the ones that have stayed together, the ones that are after the 2016 Olympics, it really picked up. I think we can't forget all the women that did it in the past, Christy Martin,
Yes.
Layla Ali, all those ladies. But Ann Wolf, I gotta mention her because
Yes.
she's my idol. Um, you can't forget all those women, but for some reason in the pros it just died out. And in 2016, after Clarissa Shields, Katie Taylor, Michaela Mayer, myself, now then later on Savannah Marshall, obviously Sinisa Estrada, who had been pro and really started getting that stardom. It really started booming
Yeah.
a lot more, and you started hearing about it and seeing it more, and so the gyms really really started filling up with more and more girls. So now at our gym we're at the point where I was the only girl for years, I'm talking about 10 years or so. Now it's all an all girls gym. We have Gigi Lujan, who is three-time national champion.
She is very good. I follow her on Instagram. She is very, very good.
She's very good, and
Yes.
she's very hungry. Then we have Siana
Mm-hmm.
Chavez, who's a two-time national champion, and that little one is savage. She is mean in the ring. And then we have Mariah Martinez, who has been with us since she was 8 years old, who will be turning 18 and competing in the elite division next year. So it's a group of four girls that compete right now, and we're a good team. We help each other. We motivate each other, and to me, it's very important to be there for them because I didn't really have anybody around me, you know,
Mm-hmm.
teaching me these little things or just watching. You learn a lot by watching somebody that has
A
been through
lot.
it.
A lot.
I learned a lot from watching male boxers in the pros, the come up, their demise, and then retiring.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to see that stuff, I'm glad that they're able to see, you know, me coming up and learn from the things that I've been going through, and they're always there. They went to my last fight, and they were very happy and excited to be there, and I think it motivates them. So
Yes.
hopefully, I pray that they see me become a world champion, and it's even more motivating for them.
We all know the story about your brother. You lost your brother in 2013,
Mhm.
right?
That's
I'm not
correct.
wrong with the date. It was tragic. You were not expecting this, and you were training with him, right, Alexis? You were training with him. He was training with you and your husband.
Mhm.
At that time, he was targeting the Olympic Games as well. He was starting to have success, and how this loss affected what followed for you in the boxing perspective, not only a personal perspective. Did you have the impression in a certain point to carry a little bit uh, his dream with you when you were boxing?
I think that his loss affected me so much that I mean he passed away in 2013.
Mm,
So for me to barely be reaching a point where I understand that he's not coming back and that he would want me to be happy, it affected me all those years because
mhm,
I was boxing and I was boxing and I was boxing and I wasn't doing it for me. At the end of
mhm.
the day, you have to do things for yourself too. You have to love
True.
yourself enough to be a little selfish and do things for yourself. And I got to the point where I was just doing it for him. When I know that for a fact he would want me to be happy and also do things for myself, not just for him. Of course, I carry my brother in my heart. I love him very much, and I will forever miss him, and I will always honor him. But I have learned after all these years to love myself a little more also and do things for myself. And that's why I want to become a champion.
For yourself and not
For
for your brother.
not just for my brother, but for
Not just
myself
for
too.
your brother, for both
Yeah,
of you. Yes.
exactly.
Okay. Just okay. If we talk about boxing, women's boxing in general, okay, how if we measure a little bit the how much it has evolved. Okay, we talk about the pro, we talk about the amateurs, doesn't matter. We're about to have a full women card for Shields Marshall in
Mhm.
about 1 month. What do you think women's boxing does good, and what do you think we should push a little bit more to try to make it evolve faster?
Well, I think we're doing a great job, placing women fights on the big networks, because in all honesty, Mexico has been doing it for years. They put women
Yes,
on their televised part of the card
always.
all the
Oh,
time, but
yes,
the pay isn't there.
the pay isn't there, the visibility is there.
The visibility is there, but the pay isn't there.
No.
The US is playing catch up in that sense, where they're finally putting women on the cards, but you still have PBC, who doesn't isn't fully on board. I mean, they've had a few, they've had Amanda Serrano on, I believe, on some cards.
I'm not even sure of that. I
I
know
think
they
I think it
had.
was Amanda Serrano and Rosita Rivas, wasn't it?
Yes, yes. They had Gabriela Fundora once, I think, or
Yeah, yeah.
twice at the beginning, but like
But
they are
Gabriela
not.
hasn't been on the televised part
No,
till Golden Boy put her on the televised part on
yeah,
her last fight. So
exactly.
so PBC, I think, still needs to get on board, start signing some women and giving them that platform. I know Matchroom has done an outstanding job by far. I mean, they have 2, 3 women fights on a card.
Most of the
Um,
time they have. Boxer is trying to follow a little bit this path as well. They have a big squad of young prospects, which I like. They have stars, but they also have a lot of prospects.
yeah.
And Top Rank finally decided to sign more women. They have now signed your dear friend Senisa Estrada.
That's right. I mean, Golden Boy did a great job with Sinisa, but it was time for her to look out for herself and find what was best for her. And I'm very excited for her with Top Rank. I think Top Rank is going to give her an even bigger audience, and they know she's a superstar.
And
So
they know I mean, they developed Michaela Mayer in a very, very good way. It was a fast development, but very clever, I think.
yeah,
She got the opportunity she deserved fast. She got the visibility. I think Senisa deserves the same. Uh,
absolutely,
she deserves the
absolutely. I
same. She's
mean,
a star.
Sinisa has already won titles in 3 divisions,
Yeah.
so she deserves the platform, and she has the following, and I'm excited. I'm excited. So hopefully she'll be sharing some fight news soon.
We hope so. We really hope so. Um,
We also have what is it? Probellum? They've
They
been
have they have signed a couple of girls so
Mhm.
far. We see a lot of a lot of agreements with smaller
Yeah.
promoters, but it helps to put women's
Yeah.
fight on the
And
card.
and of course Golden Boy, they're trying to at least put one female fight on each card. And
Mm.
so I think what we need to do is just need to keep pushing and keep giving, a good show, good fights, high caliber fights on TV so that our fan base keeps growing.
What do you think about the 3-minute rounds?
As a boxer, I like them. I like them.
Mhm.
I think we train 3-minute rounds in the gym or more. That's just it gives you more time to try and get the knockout. I've been in the situation where I hurt my opponent, and then the bell rings, and they don't go down. They
And you
recover.
also have this famous first minute of the round where you can just sit and start boxing, but with, impose your strategy at a normal pace and not rush the punches. And
And too many rounds go by so fast.
yeah,
You
you
have
have
to
to show a lot,
right
in two
away.
minutes. Yes.
I just know that men and women, we're built different. Doesn't take a scientist to know that. We're just
Mhm.
different. I don't know what their argument is with that, but I mean, me as a fighter, obviously I always want to fight more. I mean, it's up to other people to protect us from ourselves sometimes.
The corner as an example, the
Exactly.
referee, and so on. Exactly. And also the associations, the associations, the commissions, and so on.
Absolutely.
Sometimes they are not doing a great job
Exactly.
in sanctioning some fights that shouldn't be sanctioned. Let's say that.
Mhm.
Who do you think is gonna win, Clarissa Shields or Savannah Marshall?
Well, I'm rooting for Clarissa Shields. I'm rooting for her. She's, I've known her for many years. I'm in her corner. I know it's going to be a great fight, and I'm very excited. I know that Clarissa is extremely competitive. Savannah is too, and the bad blood doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah,
Uh,
but the day of the fight, it will be different. They have a job to do. This
yeah, I
business.
think Savannah's style is kind of awkward. She's very long, and the way she
I think
stands.
Clarissa Shields knows what to do with that kind of style.
Yeah, and
Now
and that's the thing. Clarissa Shields has pop and she has the speed too. She
she
has
is
it.
very, very fast.
She's very fast, and so I'm excited. But I'm Team Shields.
So often Clarissa Shields make us think our opponents are average. I
Mhm.
remember when I saw her fight Marie-Ève Dicker, okay, for Undisputed 1 year and a half ago, where, Marie-Ève Dicker is a good boxer, but she looked average. She
Yeah,
didn't win a round.
she
Clarissa
does.
Shields was something
Clarissa
else.
does all those little things right.
Yes.
She does all those little things right. She has really quick hands. She's smart with her defense, and she counters right away. She's really really smart in the
I
ring.
agree. I agree with you. I said as well, Clarissa Shields by unanimous decision.
Mm,
That's what I think it's gonna happen, but it won't be a close one. I
yeah.
think she will win a lot of rounds. Let's see if the judges will be neutral. I don't know. I don't know what they agreed. What do you think about Baumgartner and Meyer now?
Um, I don't even know what to think because I don't think we've seen the best of Alicia Baumgartner yet.
What does it say?
Because in all honesty, I mean, she just became a world champion not too long ago since she beat Terry Harper, right?
Yes.
So so her platform, obviously she didn't have that platform that Mayer had. But
No.
she had that opportunity and she took it, and look at what she did with it. And she really shocked the world by stopping Terry Harper.
That
And
was and she accepted at the 10-day notice or 3 6, not 10-day notice, but 1 month notice, the fight, or
yeah,
2 weeks notice.
and with this camp with against Mayer, I know that she's having a full camp. She's training up there in Colorado, and she's focusing on strategy. She's already close to weight. She's very hungry, so I don't know what Elise is gonna show up.
That's
Like
very
I've never seen
difficult.
her, have full backing in a camp and be able to do all this, for a camp for a fight, and the fact that she's able to come at 100%, that says a lot. So I'm excited to see that. But then you think about Mayer. Mayer is very versatile. She can
Yeah.
box. She has a really good jab. She's long. She's obviously the bigger fighter, and she can bang too. Because in that Hamadouche fight, that
Uh,
was
that was crazy.
that was insane. That was like cardiac. It showed a different side of Mayer.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't even know. I don't know boxing right now.
I don't know. I think I will give my prediction at the very last moment for this one.
Yeah.
I'm not able to predict. One day I feel that Meyer is ready, and one day I feel Baumgartner will be the one.
I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I'm really curious to see whatever the result is, if they're gonna be cool after the decision
You're
or the.
you're good when you talk about boxing. Did you like to do it for Taylor Serrano because you
I
win?
loved it. I
You,
loved it.
that
It
was
was
the zone,
amazing.
if I remember the zone in Spanish, right?
Yes, in Spanish.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I loved it. It's so much easier talking about boxing than doing it.
for sure. I am the perfect example of that.
No, but honestly, I learned a lot. it's so much different to sit there in front of a screen and you know, obviously doing it for such a big fight like Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. It was really motivating, and it was that's the fight that actually made me fall in love with broadcasting, because I had done it before, but it wasn't like, wow, I enjoyed it. With
Yes.
this one, I was like, wow, this is it. Like this
Because that
is
was an exciting fight to talk
Mhm.
about, to
Yeah.
watch.
And then the week after I did Canelo Bivol.
Yes, that was a great week for you.
So I was like on cloud nine, you know. I'm like, I love this. I could totally do this. I can see myself doing it. I mean, I think obviously there's a lot of things I need to better myself in, but
You have
I know
time.
I know boxing, and I know how to talk boxing. Boxing is its
Exactly.
own language, and I'm excited. Hopefully, we do some more shows in the future.
I saw you commenting on Twitter sometimes. Once in a while you comment on Twitter when, some people get mad because some women, some boxers are too sexy. And so, being sexy and being good, it seems sometimes that it's not compatible and that we cannot be both at the same time. You usually I saw you defending a little bit Ebony Bridges sometimes because she gets some criticism. She gets some critics. What do you think about this? Because yourself, you take care of yourself. You like to be pretty. And you're still a good boxer. It doesn't change anything.
I mean, I turned pro in 2016, and even before, when I was amateur, I was known as the girl that fought with the little skirt and international competition. I've always been very girly. You know,
Why
obviously when I fight, it's one thing, but that's just who I am. I would show up to like at international competition. You can ask anybody that saw me at international competition. When I didn't fight, my hair was done,
you
my
look
makeup
pretty?
was
You
done.
make it
Like
with, yeah.
I love looking and feeling pretty, because you know I'm training all the time, so I don't get to do that stuff. I don't get to get dressed up and feel like a woman and feel pretty and smell good and all that stuff. So when I have time, I do it. And
Because it
so,
seems there are two schools of thinking, and that like a woman should focus on boxing only,
but
and it's a distraction if she does fashion or
here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. They forget. All right, doctor goes home. He takes off his coat. He takes off his little heartbeat thing. I forget what it's called. The construction worker takes off his helmet, takes off his work attire. He changes into his other role. I'm not just a boxer. I'm not just
no.
an athlete. There's so much more than just that part, you know?
You don't have to be only one
Exactly.
thing. If you
And
want to be
and,
one thing, good for you. But like,
and before anything, before being an athlete, I'm a woman, and I'm
mhm,
allowed to have my own style. If
yeah,
if you don't like to dress up, don't dress up. If you like to, do it. You have your own style. Everybody is allowed. I don't know what it is with fans in any sport. They feel that they have the right to tell the athlete how they should and shouldn't act, all because they decided to idolize that athlete, and they decided to put them in a bubble of how they want to look at that athlete.
I've seen that in tennis as well.
Mhm.
We see in tennis often some women they get like advertisement as a contract and so on, and because they are pretty, they are different. They are like some people are very very difficult with them, just because they are not like focused 100% of their career. And this is the argument I hear the most, and most of the time it comes from men, from coaches, from journalists that are men. These people, fans. Of course, you have women and men doing this, sending those critics, but it seems to be like pushed a little bit more by some people of the industry sometimes. And
I think it's people that are just don't have anything else to do. They think that that's all we are. I mean, there's you don't need to waste your time on those people. I'm allowed to be whoever I want to be outside of that ring, And if they don't like it, they don't have to support it. They don't have to watch it. They don't have to, whatever. But if they do, then, that's cool.
They can like your photo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to sit there and cry about it anymore. I'm done with, the trolling and the whole, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to sit there and waste my energy.
At a certain point, I was answering them, on Twitter, and then I stopped as well because there's, they always
they don't see reason.
No,
they don't see reason.
No.
They want a little bubble. They want the athlete to be in this little bubble, and they want us to listen to them, to what we should be. I'm not going to listen to anybody about what I should be. I am who I am. That's my personality. You have no right to tell me what I can and can't wear outside the ring.
Yeah, and how to act and so on. If Ebony wants to be in lingerie, sexy lingerie at her way in, good for her and good for the ones who are enjoying it. I do enjoy it.
Yeah, I've done it since before, since I first turned pro, before, and before Ebony, and it was something that people criticized. I just think Ebony capitalized on the platform, Yeah. And so people just like to be trolls online, but I mean, who cares?
Let's be women. Thank you so much, Sulem, for your time. That was so nice to have you. I wish you good fight news soon, no matter what it is. And I wish you to that the path you are on right now, you are walking on, is the perfect path for you up to success.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it and hope to talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you so much. Bye-bye.